Hey everybody, this is Robert the Bruce from YeshGaming, and I am joined by mariocarrion from Bandito Gaming for episode 2 of Yesh Bandits Talk. Mario, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. Glad to be here. It's been a while since we've done this. I think,
Yeah, like 1 month, I guess.
yeah, I think me having a kid kind of got in the way, but hopefully we can get back on track with doing these here. So, we're bringing you a team deathmatch on Grand Bazaar today. And I'm actually flipping through my loadout as we started off. I'm running the Assault class, M16 with a suppressor, and I like this for the team deathmatch because I feel like the suppressor doesn't hurt me too much because I'm pretty close to guys usually, but if I do manage a good flank, I can really do some damage and they won't see me coming. Mario, what are you using today?
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm using the engineer kit with the MTAR-21 and with
nice.
the suppressor. And I changed. I think in the beginning I was using the 93R, but
Okay.
then I switched to the Magnum, which is one of
Nice.
my favorite sidearms.
You got me started liking the Magnum, actually. I'm using the G18 suppressed here, but I've switched over a lot of my classes now. I use the Magnum instead after seeing you do it so much.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool when right now for this like in this example we're playing team deathmatch. It's really useful.
Oh yeah, does some damage pretty quick. Now we looked through a bunch of questions that were posted to each of our channels, and I think today we're going to talk about specializations, as somebody asked. Now specifically, what specializations Mario and I like when we are playing with a lot of random players in a public match. If you're playing with your own team, it's easy to set up who's doing what. But if you're kind of on your own, somebody asked a question, and we both thought it was a great question. What specializations can we do that will really help out our squad the best? And Mario, what are your thoughts on it?
That's a good question. For me, I most of the times use the suppression, specialization, or cover. I don't think, at least in my opinion, I don't think it makes too much sense to use ammo or a sprint. I mean, it depends, of course. But I think the key is always select a different specialization. The specialization don't stack up, so it doesn't make any sense to select the same that any other of the teammates selected already.
3 guys running ammo or something, right?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So I usually use suppression or cover most of the times. What about you?
I like both of those a lot, actually, and I agree with you. Ammo, sprint, those don't really make a lot of sense. Even explosives may not make a lot of sense, depending, if it's a big map and there's a lot of engineers, maybe, but if you're the only one using explosives, it's kind of a waste. I actually like something kind of random. I really like to use the squad flak because there's so many grenades and C4 and RPGs, and there's so much stuff in the game that people kind of forget about. I feel like it's really nice knowing when a grenade lands at my feet that it's going to take me down to, just a few percent, but I can survive it. And it helps out my team a lot too. But I'm like you, I switch it around, and sometimes I end up going with suppression or cover as well. Because just about anybody, good or bad, they're really going to benefit from those. Whereas, if you've got a bunch of guys camping out, sprint doesn't help anybody.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned, flag is really important if you're playing some domination. Now the people like to spam the flags with C4. Or
I hate when people do
that. In general, I think it's a great idea to use flag when you play domination. I think. I mean, or any close quarters maps, any of those.
Yeah,
even
I agree.
Team deathmatch, man, it's super useful.
I agree completely.
But I think the key is just to select a one that is not selected already, of course, and one that kind of makes sense.
Right.
If, for example, we're saying that the sprint is not that good, but I mean it is. But the thing is that if you're playing some, let's say, squad rush, which you need to move a little faster.
Sure.
It might be a good idea to select a sprint, but most of the times I don't use a sprint.
Yeah, I feel like sprint is kind of the weakest one. Squad rush, like you said, that's about the only time I could see it being helpful. But even then, if you beat them, if you get there 1 second faster, does that really make that much of a difference? I don't know. I think there's something else that could probably help more. But side note, I do want to throw in, this seems to happen to me all the time. Everybody loves to yell out what specializations their teammates need to run, and I would just like to encourage everyone not to do that, because it's kind of annoying when someone's like, hey, Robert, switch up and use this instead. And I'm like, if you want it so bad, why don't you use it? I don't know. It's I never get mad at somebody if they don't want to switch their specialization. If I really want something, I just, I'd put it on myself. So I don't know. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the key, and you just want to make it clear, that the key is selecting a different specialization. That's pretty much it.
Exactly. And yeah, and if someone else is using the same one that you have, don't tell them to switch, because they probably don't care. Just switch yourself, and you can switch back the next round or something. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I think we have time for one quick question somebody else threw out there. We were asked if we used aim assist or not, and what types of sensitivity that we used, and what do you say about that, Mario?
I actually didn't know that Battlefield 3 had aim assist until somebody mentioned it. And the answer is yes, I use aim assist because I didn't know that you had aim assist in the first place.
Right.
I'm still using aim assist, although maybe in the future I will just turn it off. But I mean, it's too late, I guess, to just turn it off. I mean, we have been playing since release date probably, and I think we are so used to using aim assist that it's not going to help us.
Yeah,
at all.
I agree. I use it as well for the same reason. I didn't know that it was there for a long time, and now I'm just used to it, so I just leave it. But what about sensitivity? What do you use for that?
Most of the times, I mean, in the beginning I use the default as well. I mean, I don't usually change anything, like any of those settings. But right now, I think it's around maybe 40-50%. I mean, it's hard to tell because it doesn't say the value.
Right. But that's pretty high, though. 50% is higher than a lot of people.
Yeah, but the thing is that if I don't play every day, I lose the feeling, So I need to play every single day.
Yeah.
And when I don't play for, I don't know, if I don't play in 1 day or in 2 days, I just change it to something like something lower.
Yeah.
It's the same all the time.
No, I'm the same way. I used to try to play higher like you, but after taking about a month off recently, my aim is all over the place now, as you can see in my video, and I'm back down to default to try to get used to it again. But I think we're actually getting pretty close to wrapping up here. I would love to encourage both viewers on each of our channels to keep putting in the questions. We've got a lot of good questions we've heard, and I'd love to hear more about what people want to hear us talk about in future episodes.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, please, guys, leave a comment below and let us know what you guys want to see next time.
And and again, hopefully we'll be able to put out these a little more frequently now, both back in the game and doing our thing here. So
yeah, that's great.
But man, Mario, thanks for joining me. It's always a pleasure, man. I'm sure I'll be seeing you on the battlefield here pretty soon.
Thank you so much for joining me too.
Sure, man. Talk to you later.